Good morning/afternoon, everyone. There's something every young person needs to hear, and it might just change your life. So listen closely, not casually. This isn't just another speech. This is a wake-up call. Life is difficult. That's your starting point, and no, that's not a negative statement. It's the most empowering truth you'll ever hear, because the moment you stop expecting it to be easy is the moment you stop waiting and start acting. Responsibility is not a burden. It's the key to freedom. No one's coming to save you, and that's not meant to discourage you. It should ignite you. The world doesn't owe you anything, but here's the magic: you owe yourself everything. Your future is in your hands, and the sooner you accept that, the stronger you become. So ask yourself, are you carrying the weight of your life, or are you handing it off to excuses? Too many people spend their lives pointing fingers. It's because of my parents. It's the system. I didn't get lucky. But every time you blame someone else, you give away your power. Every time you say, it's not my fault, what you're really saying is, I'm not in control, and that's a lie. You are, you always have been. You want to know the most powerful moment in your life? It's when you realize that everything you want lies on the other side of personal responsibility. Your potential, your confidence, your direction. It all starts the day you say, no more excuses, this is on me. Responsibility is terrifying at first. It means owning your flaws. It means facing the parts of yourself you've tried to hide. But it also means growth. You can't evolve if you keep hiding behind blame. You can't build something strong if your foundation is built on victimhood. You have potential, more than you know, but potential is nothing without accountability. Talent without responsibility is wasted. Intelligence without discipline is useless. Dreams without action, just fantasies. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need a perfect plan. But you do need to stand up and say, I'm going to do what I can with what I have starting now. That's what it means to take responsibility, not perfection effort, not control over everything. Ownership over yourself, and it starts small. Wake up on time, finish what you start. Stop lying to yourself. Stop waiting for motivation and do it because it's right. Because your future deserves that. You deserve that. The people who change the world aren't the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who took responsibility when it would have been easier to run. So, what will you do? Will you step up? Will you accept the weight of your life? Because that's the price of greatness. Responsibility isn't just about carrying the load. It's about becoming the kind of person strong enough to carry it. And once you do, nothing can stop you. Let me know if you'd like me to expand the other keynotes the same way. I'd be happy to build out the full speech piece by piece. Absolutely, here's a 500-word expansion of the Tell the Truth keynote, written in a passionate, professional, and emotionally driven tone, just like a live motivational speech. No subheadings or conclusion, as requested. Telling the truth isn't just about being honest with other people, it's about being honest with yourself. And that's where it gets difficult, because lying is easy, it's convenient, it gets you out of trouble, it smooths over awkward moments, it lets you avoid confrontation, responsibility, pain. But the problem with lies is that they build up. They don't disappear, they stack, and eventually they collapse. Usually right on top of you. When you lie even a little, you start to lose your grip on reality. You begin to shape the world around you into something false, something twisted. You tell yourself things are fine when they aren't. You convince yourself you're doing your best when you know you're not. You tell others what they want to hear to keep the peace, but inside you're falling apart. Every lie pushes you further from who you are, and closer to who you're pretending to be. The truth is painful sometimes, yes, it can hurt. It can make people uncomfortable. But do you know what's worse than the pain of honesty? The slow decay of self-respect that comes from knowing you're faking your life. When you lie, especially to avoid discomfort, you're giving up a piece of your integrity, and integrity is everything. It's your backbone. Without it, you're weak. No matter how smooth your words sound, when you tell the truth, you may suffer in the short term. You might lose a friend, you might get rejected, you might face criticism, but you'll gain something far more important: clarity. Truth clears the fog. It's like cleaning a dirty mirror. You finally see yourself for who you really are, and only then can you do something about it. There's power in truth. When you speak it, people feel it. They might not like it, but they'll respect it. Because deep down, we all crave something real in a world full of filters, edits, and empty words. When you speak with honesty, especially when it's hard, you rise above the noise. You become a voice people trust, and more than that, you become someone you trust. Telling the truth doesn't mean being cruel. It doesn't mean throwing words like daggers. It means being precise. It means saying what you believe and standing behind your words. It means no more hiding, no more pretending, no more masks. It's the decision to live in the light, even when it burns, and the truth isn't just something you say. It's something you live. You show it in how you act, how you treat people, how you carry yourself. You stop exaggerating your achievements. You stop making excuses. You admit when you're wrong. You ask for forgiveness when you've hurt someone, not because it's easy, but because it's right. And once you start living that way, something shifts. You begin to trust your own voice. You begin to walk with confidence, not arrogance, certainty, because there's nothing more unshakable than a person who tells the truth and lives it. Here's the 500-word expansion for the face chaos with courage. Keynote. Written with an intense, motivational tone designed to engage the audience deeply and emotionally. The world is full of chaos. It's unpredictable, unrelenting, and often downright terrifying. And yet, there's something extraordinary about chaos, something that's been misunderstood for far too long, because chaos in its rawest form is also the stage for growth. You're not meant to live in a bubble where everything is controlled, everything is easy. That's not the point of life. The point of life is to learn to navigate chaos with courage. Too many people think that the ideal life is one free from hardship. They dream of a world where everything is peaceful, secure, and predictable. But that's not reality, and if you spend your life running from chaos, you'll find that it only follows you. It gets worse, because chaos doesn't just disappear, it expands, it escalates. And if you don't face it, it will consume you. So what do? You face it. You step into it. You charge into the storm, not with fear, but with the knowledge that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. The key isn't to avoid chaos. It's to meet it head on and show it that you're not afraid. You're not backing down. You were made for this. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision that fear will not control you. Fear will be there. It will always be there. But it's not a reason to stay stuck. It's a reason to move forward, to fight for what you want, to build something meaningful even when it's hard. Courage is the decision to step into the unknown even when you're uncertain. It's the decision to look at the chaos, to acknowledge it, and to say, I will not be shaken by you. You don't get to control everything in life, but you do get to control how you respond to it. That's where your power lies. When everything feels like it's falling apart, the question isn't, why is this happening to me? The question is, what can I do about this? In the face of chaos, you must take ownership of your response. You must take ownership of your courage. Understand that the chaos you face is part of the process. It's the forge in which you are made. If everything in your life was easy, you would never become the person you were meant to be. You would never build the resilience, the strength, the character that comes from confronting adversity. So when chaos enters your life, and it will, look at it as an opportunity. This is your moment to rise. Too often, people choose the path of least resistance. They shrink back, they avoid conflict, they procrastinate, they don't face what needs to be faced. But when you face chaos, when you stand firm in the middle of the storm, that's where your true power is revealed. That's where the transformation happens. Your life will not be defined by how you react to calm moments, but by how you respond to chaos. Will you retreat, or will you charge forward with everything you've got? Will you crumble, or will you rise? Your courage will be the difference between a life that's ordinary and one that's extraordinary. Here's the 500-word expansion for the fix yourself first. Keynote, written with a compelling and motivational tone. There's a common misconception that the world will change if everyone else changes first. We look around at the problems, the injustices, the chaos, and think if only they would fix this, if only someone would do something about that. But here's the brutal truth. Before you can change the world, you need to start with the person staring back at you in the mirror. If you want to make a difference, you must fix yourself first. It's easy to point out the flaws in others, to criticize and complain about what's wrong with the world around you. It's easy to see where others are failing and think that if only they would change, everything would improve. But that's a coward's approach to life. It's the path of least resistance. It's much harder, but infinitely more powerful, to look at yourself and say, I need to change first. It's not about being perfect. It's about taking responsibility for what you can control, and yourself is always within your control. Your actions, your thoughts, your habits, these are things you can change. You have the power to decide who you are, how you show up in the world, and what kind of person you choose to be every single day. Fixing yourself first isn't about self-obsession. It's not about vanity. It's not about ignoring others or thinking that you're somehow more important. It's about building the foundation for everything that follows. If your life is in disarray, if your mind is clouded with doubt, your body is unhealthy, your environment is chaotic, how can you hope to have any meaningful impact on anything or anyone else? You can't pour from an empty cup. If you want to make a difference, you have to be strong, grounded, and in control of yourself first. Start small. Start with the basics. Organize your room. Pick up the mess. Fix the habits that are keeping you stagnant. Whether that's procrastination, laziness, or negativity. You can't expect to solve the world's problems if you can't even take responsibility for your own space. It's not about perfection. It's about doing what you can to create order out of chaos in your own life. And this doesn't just apply to physical surroundings. Fixing yourself means confronting your own flaws, your own weaknesses. It means looking in the mirror and admitting where you've gone wrong, where you've failed, and then making the decision to do better. It means taking ownership of your mistakes, learning from them, and moving forward. Too often, we try to escape our problems by focusing on external factors, our environment, other people. But in doing so, we fail to see that we are the common denominator. We're the ones who need to change. When you fix yourself, everything around you starts to shift. When you become more disciplined, when you start making better decisions, when you stop procrastinating and start taking action, your confidence grows. The energy you put out into the world becomes magnetic. People start noticing. Opportunities begin to appear. Your ability to influence and inspire increases. But all of this starts with you. You are the first project you need to work on. Before you fix relationships, before you solve problems at work, before you try to fix anything or anyone else, fix yourself first. It's the hardest work you'll ever do, but it's the most important. And when you take responsibility for fixing yourself, you'll find that the world around you starts to align in ways you could never have imagined. Here's the 500-word expansion for the Pursue What's Meaningful keynote, crafted to resonate deeply with a motivational and passionate tone. In life, there's a tendency to chase what's easy, to go after what's convenient, what's quick, what's right in front of us. We get distracted by fleeting pleasures, by short-term rewards, by the promises of instant gratification. It's so tempting to take the path of least resistance, but here's the truth: easy doesn't lead to fulfillment. Quick doesn't lead to lasting happiness. In fact, the pursuit of what's easy often leads to emptiness. If you want to create a life that matters, a life that has depth, you need to pursue what's meaningful. What's meaningful isn't always obvious. It's not always glamorous. It doesn't come with the instant applause or recognition. It's often hidden beneath the surface, veiled behind hard work, sacrifice, and discomfort. But that's what makes it worth chasing. The things that truly matter in life require effort. They require commitment. They demand that you step outside your comfort zone, that you embrace challenge, and that you dedicate yourself to something bigger than yourself. The pursuit of meaning isn't something that happens by accident. It requires intention, awareness, and a willingness to look beyond the superficial. Too many people get caught up in what others are doing, in what society expects, in what's trending at the moment. And they lose sight of what truly matters to them. They spend years chasing someone else's dream, someone else's vision, only to realize that what they've built is hollow. It's not theirs. It was never their own. If you want to live a life that is truly yours, you must ask yourself the hard questions. What is meaningful to me? What do I care about? What do I want to stand for? These are the questions that will guide you toward your true path. And when you start to pursue what's meaningful, you'll quickly realize that the journey itself becomes the reward. It's not about the destination. It's about the person you become along the way. Pursuing what's meaningful requires you to make difficult decisions. It means saying no to things that distract you, that pull you off course. It means sacrificing short-term pleasures for long-term satisfaction. It means doing the hard work, even when no one is watching, even when you don't see immediate results. It's about showing up every day and doing what needs to be done, no matter how challenging or unglamorous it might seem. The key here is that meaning isn't something that can be handed to you. It's something you create, something you build through your actions, through your choices, through your willingness to face discomfort and uncertainty. You don't find meaning by avoiding struggle. You find it by leaning into it, by engaging with the world in a way that's authentic, by contributing to something greater than yourself, and by creating a legacy that reflects who you truly are. And let's be clear, meaning doesn't always come easily. Sometimes it requires sacrifice. Sometimes it requires risk. Sometimes it means stepping into the unknown, facing failure, and continuing to move forward even when it feels like everything is against you. But the price of meaning is worth it, because at the end of the day, it's not the easy moments, the comfortable moments, or the fun moments that give your life value. It's the moments when you choose to rise above the noise, when you choose to do what's hard, when you choose to pursue what truly matters to you. Here's the 500-word expansion for the Stand Up Straight keynote, written with a strong motivational tone to inspire action. How you carry yourself matters more than you realize. We've all heard the advice to stand up straight, but do you truly understand its power? Standing up straight is not just a physical act. It's a symbol, a statement of self-respect, of confidence, and of strength. The way you hold your body communicates volumes about who you are and how you view yourself. It's the simplest action you can take to show the world and yourself that you are worthy, capable, and ready to face life's challenges head on. When you slouch, when you shrink back, you're sending a message. You're telling the world that you don't believe in yourself, that you're not sure if you belong, that you're not ready to step up to the demands of life. And here's the thing, the world will treat you the way you treat yourself. If you don't hold your head high, if you don't stand tall and project confidence, people will see that. They'll overlook you, doubt you, and over time, so will you. But when you stand up straight, when you align your posture, square your shoulders, lift your chin, you change the way others see you, and more importantly, you change the way you see yourself. The act of standing tall instantly shifts your mindset. It's like flipping a switch. You stop thinking of yourself as small, as insignificant, and instead, you begin to see yourself as someone who has a place in this world, someone who has a role to play. You become someone who is ready to take on whatever comes their way. The simple act of standing straight has profound implications for your self-esteem. Your body posture directly affects your mental state. When you stand with pride, when you physically embody strength, you start to feel stronger. You begin to feel more capable, more empowered, more confident in your own abilities. It's as if your body and your mind start to work together in alignment, sending a clear signal to the world and to your own psyche that you are someone to be reckoned with. It's not just about looking confident, it's about becoming confident. And this doesn't require any fancy techniques or speeches. It requires a basic, deliberate choice to hold yourself with dignity. Your posture shapes the way you approach life. It influences how you walk into a room, how you speak, how you interact with others. People respond to strength, to presence. They are drawn to individuals who exude self-assurance, and that starts with you. When you stand tall, you give yourself permission to take up space. You give yourself permission to be seen, to be heard, to stand firm in your beliefs, your values, and your purpose. You stop hiding. You stop shrinking back in fear. You decide that your voice, your actions, your presence matter. You assert yourself, not with arrogance or entitlement, but with the quiet power that comes from knowing you belong here in this moment. But it doesn't stop there. Standing up straight isn't just about how you appear to others. It's about how you feel in your own skin. It's a physical reminder that you're in control, that no matter what life throws at you, you have the strength to carry yourself through it with dignity and grace. Your body language is an external reflection of your internal state. So if you want to change how you feel about yourself, start with how you stand. The way you carry yourself speaks before you even say a word. So stand tall, stand with purpose, stand with the belief that you have something valuable to offer this world. When you do, you'll not only command respect from others, you'll command it from yourself. And that is the first step to becoming the person you were always meant to be.